No, they're not going to let him out. And that's never been their intention. But see, what I really think about that thing is that, see, the government had an operative, not an informant or a snitch, an operative.
Which is a whole different story.
Yeah, an informant or a snitch is somebody they grab and they get them to tell on you.
The report, yeah.
Right. An operative is someone they put amongst you to help direct activities. All right?
Illegal activities.
Yes. And see, I think that the government, that there was a government operative amongst that level of AIM leadership, so to speak, that had access to the AIM leadership. Wasn't necessarily a part of the AIM leadership, but had access to the AIM leadership. And I think because of this operative, I think this operative is behind the firefight in Oglala, where the agents were killed, and I think this operative is behind the murder of Annie Mae Aquash. And the way it appears to me is that the operative manipulated both sides against each other on the firefight thing, all right, as a part of a larger plan. But the plan went wrong, and the agents got killed, all right, because a plan went bad. And see, and if with that being the case, is that the government needs a scapegoat. They need somebody to hold, because they can never ever have this come to light. That this would have never happened if it hadn't been for the government operative playing both sides against the middle.
There are machinations in it.
Yeah. All right, see, because that means, you know, it's the way the crime laws are written. If this guy did it and somebody was killed, then he's culpable too. See, the government now is playing a role in the murder, the killing of their own agents through this operative. See, so I think that's what's at the bottom, underneath all of this.
That's why they'll never give them another trial.
They don't ever want this to come up.
Right.
All right, and I really think that that's what the deal is. So what I find interesting, and you got to be careful because it's fine lines, but all through the years, the Peltier support, defense, all this, say they've only been asking for the government to obey the law, or they've been asking for pity, they've been asking for mercy, they've been asking for things that the government is not known to do. See, so all of the emphasis and energy has been put there, telling the government, you're wrong, you're breaking the law. The government knows this. They don't care. We can say about it and cry about it all we want. Practical realities. All right, but it's never been approached of, if the operative was there, see, if the operative was there, then this changes the whole legal dynamic in a way, all right, that alters this thing, that could be very beneficial to Leonard. So anyway, my own personal opinion is they're going to keep him there and hold him there, because they don't have to do anything else. Because the energy isn't out there to get them to change this thing. But I think it's got to do with this operative thing. I really do.
That's a complete new slant on it. I've always thought that, you know, as long as he's in prison, then there's an awful lot of people whose energies are tied up trying to get him out.
Yeah, but they're covering themselves. I mean, this has just got to be, and the same thing with the murdering, the killing of Annie Mae. You know, just the way the whole thing shakes down. The government, they're trying a few people here and there now and then, 30 years after the fact. See, but they let enough time pass, see, because the operative, see, so I think there's an operative who's connected to the killing of Annie Mae and that gunfight that took place in Oglala. And nobody's looking. That's what I find interesting. Well, I started to say about the Peltier. See, nobody has ever really seriously went searching to see. Because I figure this operative there has to be a paper trail left behind in some kind of a way, because the operative would need to get credibility with the AIM leadership. So that means the operative would have had to have done certain things in order to get that kind of credibility, in order to push them off into doing these kinds of things.
He'd have had some kind of cut.
So somewhere in there, I know there's a trail, a paper trail, inconsistencies, there are certain things, but no one has ever sat down and made that hunt.
And they may not even know what to look for.
Well, I would start with the Custer defendants is where I would start.
The Custer defendants?
The Custer defendants, I would start there. I would look at the BIA takeover, the BIA occupation in Washington, D.C., and Custer defendants. All right? And I would start, and then after those two incidents are over, see who is visible publicly. and I would hunt from there.